Hey everybody. All right, get myself situated here. I am going to teach y'all how to use the Younique brow palette today. And anyway, I've already got some of my base. I've put some BB cream on, and usually I do my brows after I use my splurge in Victorious. That's usually the way I go, and then while that kind of sets, before I do any color, I like to do my brows. Now the brow palette, you can see mine is very, very well loved. Oh, hello me in the background. Okay, now I'm just being silly. Anyway, you can see mine is very, very well loved, and they come with a lighter and a darker shade, and there's light, medium, and dark. This is the medium palette. And then there's a pinkish color, a white kind of glittery. It's not really glittery, kind of has a slight shimmer to it, and then a wax. So let's dive in, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, for me, I have to have my brow artistry brush. This is a Younique brush that is fabulous. It's a little different than the liner side of the liner shader brush, which I have mine right here. So you can see the difference in the thickness. It's just very thin. It enables me to do more draw like hair-like looks instead of just your basic, you know, pencil draw. So first thing that I'm going to do is I like to just start with the lighter color, and that obviously is the one that I use pretty much every day. I don't always go to the darker one. Now, if you know how to shape your brows, the first thing that you do is you're going to go to there. That's where they're going to start. So that kind of gives you that. You just basically put your pencil or one thing like that up against that corner in your nose, and that gives you a good guideline on where to start. You don't have to do this every time. I'm just showing y'all just for tutorials on how to do your brows. Now, where your art should end is you get your brush or your thing and put it to the right through the pupil of your eyes, looking straight ahead. So that's going to be about right there for me. And then the same with the other side. I've gotten to the point where I don't really have to measure it anymore, but just in case you do. Now, how long they should be, because you know you kind of want them to be symmetrical with your eyes, you're going to go to the corner of your eye, and then that's where your dot's going to be. So you can kind of see where my dots are on this eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load up my brush, tap off the excess, and all I'm basically going to do is just color them in. Now this is where it kind of gives up to you. I don't do real big bushy eyebrows. I think I'm kind of old school on that. Plus I don't really have very good eyebrows. So basically before I used my serum, it was just me drawing them on. Now it's more just me coloring them in. So you can see I got a little bit down there, but you can see just how that makes it very easy, very simple little template. And then just draw that out. So now let me do my other eye. Now if I'm going out or doing something a little bit more than just going to pick up my kids at carpool, I will get my thing and do it in and do like an actual stamp right there, and then go that way. That gives me just a real defined where I want my brows to start. So that is an option, and this brush can actually be used to do stamps on the back of your eyes, to do a real pointy cat eye if you want to. This brush is really, really good. Okay, so there is round one of that one, and that one was just using the basic light brown. Now, on other days when I want my brows to be a little bit bolder or a little bit more, I wouldn't say out there, just a little bit more defined, I will get the darker color, and I have been known to do ombre brows, where I'll just define the end and then just kind of have it go in a little bit more. And you can see kind of where it ombres that out and just gives it a different type of definition in there. So, do the same to that one. I'm just going to kind of touch it up. Okay, so there you go. Now all of a sudden I have brows. Not bad. All right, now these two colors over here, I go back and forth on which one I want to use. Depending on the look that I'm going for with my shadows, I will pick which one I want to do with these two. When I use the pink one, I just load up the flat side of my brush. You can see there's the flat eye side, and then there's the angled side. And what I'll do is I will just go right along that brow line and then just rub it in. or just kind of blend that in. But what that does is it just gives me a real clean look and very defined brow. And that also helps if I ever get just a little bit off my line or get a little bit extra there. All of a sudden my text messages are going crazy. All right. There we go. I'm just shaping that up. Now what you can also do is, you kind of wipe that one off. Sometimes I will use the more shimmery color and do the same thing, but maybe just put it under here to give it just a little bit more of a highlight. There you go there. And then sometimes I will also do the same to the top and just give it just a very nice defined look that way too, and then just kind of blend that in. Can you see how that shapes that and just gives it that little bit of color pop near the top, so it's very highlighted. Now the wax side is the last part, and I don't use it, well, I use it on occasion, but if you have unruly eyebrows, or if you have well, if you'd like them to stay in place, the wax is really good to put on top of it. If I know it's going to be rainy or if it's going to be super humid outside, I will use the wax, and you can either use your finger and just dab it on and it keeps everything in place, or once again I will get the flat side of my brush after I've kind of cleaned it off and just kind of put it in there and just kind of dab on the outer side here. It just keeps everything in place, and it's just an eyebrow wax. So there you go. Very easy eyebrow tutorial using the brow palette. And once again, I always like to use the brush that goes with it. So anyway, I hope y'all are having a super great day. I'm going to pack up and go get my girlies, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.